Well, hey everyone, and welcome. I'm your friend Art of Mana, and let's dive into this 567th stream. Happy Splatoween, also known as Happy Halloween. Yeah, it is October 31st, and unfortunately, I have just been beat. I have had so much going on with work and life, and so my plans for today have been altered a little bit. But let me just first say what I was planning on doing. I was going to start about an hour and a half ago, a little bit more than that, in fact, hour and 40 minutes ago. And I was going to play some Animal Crossing New Horizons and check out all of the Halloween festivities going on in the morning. Then I was going to dive into the Splatfest, the Splatoween in Splatoon 2 with Let's Jays.
That has transpired
Jack,
has done
thank
so
you.
According to my design, it was I who allowed your rebel
Oh my goodness,
friends
thank
to
you so much.
subscribe to your channel.
Aw, Jack, I appreciate that. Wow.
3.
3. That is 11 months of support. Jack has almost been a subscriber for a year. Jack, thank you so much. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Nexo Phoenix Gaming, Mictron Gaming, thank you so much. All the gaming going on here. Jack Blocks, I always say that sometimes. Jack Locks plays, and then we've got gaming. So we got plays and gaming. So yeah, I'm actually going to be diving into the Splatfest with Let's Jays here in just a moment. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and hop into the voice chat. Let's get a couple of things going though first. First of all, I want to...
Well, look at you joining the
No
Friends
way!
of Mana.
Raven Splat, thank you so much. Welcome on in. Let's make this appear. Whoa! See how it just faded in? How cool is that? And we're going to have our Discord going as well. Let me just make sure that that's going to be ready to go. And it is. So I'm going to go over here. And we've got Mictron in here as well. Awesome. Okay, I'm on air. And, oh yeah, I forgot that I go over the MT in that corner. Oh, I thought I had moved that.
Thanks for hosting.
Oops. Wait a minute. Yeah. Oh, I did move it, but not in this. Shoot. my scenes are a little bit messed up. Raven Spot, thank you so much. Ignore this for a moment. Let's drag Let's Jays in here real quick. Let's Jays.
Mana.
How are you doing?
How are we doing?
You know what?
Thanks so much for
I'm doing all right. I am so sorry. I gotta say right off the bat, I apologize to you and your community because I don't like being late for collaborations, and this is our first collaboration.
That's okay. I'm just judging you viciously about it, but you know what? We'll move on.
Deserved. Okay, cool.
Nah,
Well-
you're all good, man. I've just been chilling, playing Splatoon. It's all good.
Excellent. Well, I do appreciate your patience, and yeah, just by way of introduction for everyone, hey, I'm Mana. I'm an E for Everyone family-friendly variety streamer, and I am currently...
Hey, Mana, and don't look.
Interrupted by Harem. Harem just subscribed for 27 months. Thank you so much.
Sick.
Yeah. But I actually am in the process of changing jobs, and we just had a big audit at my current work, and I had a long day yesterday and need a little extra sleep, so my apologies for that. Anyway, yeah.
No worries, man.
Would you mind sharing a little bit about yourself with everyone on my stream?
I would, actually.
This is going to be fun, I can tell.
No. My name's Jay. I'm an idiot who plays video games. I'm not very good at them, but I have a lot of fun doing them. I tend to be a little bit more loud and on the intense side of things. So if you got like a chill vibe going in your stream, I'll try to rein it back a little bit, but I yell a lot.
That is totally fine. That is totally
My neighbors
fine.
hate me.
No worries.
But I'm moving soon, so I'm getting my own house, so it'll be good.
Oh, see, so no harm, no foul. It's all good.
Nah. You just take them off. It's fine.
Yeah.
How do you spell his name? It's 3 words. Art of Mana. You can
That
also
is-
type !multi in my chat, and it'll pull up a link for both of our streams.
Boom. There you go. And I've just dropped that link in my chat. Memory Martin, hello. Calico Nami Hansen, RDS150, Hyper Freshman, Fresh TM, Hyper Fresh. I'm seeing a bunch of names in your chat. Hello to all of you as well. All right. Well, I am firing this up. I actually, man, here's another thing. I actually did all this work to get my stream layout a little bit tweaked, and then I realized I'm using the wrong profile. So hey, it's all good. But I'm trying something today. I'm trying streaming in 720p with a higher bit rate because Splatoon, if you're a streamer, Splatoon has a lot of action. It gets a little bit wonky if you're trying to put out a 1080p, 60 frames with, high refresh rate. You're gonna just have your computer crash. But anyway,
I tend to only stream in 720 anyway, just for I get a lot of people that come in and they're like, oh, there's no quality options on your stream because I'm not a partnered streamer yet. And affiliates kind of get the shaft with that sometimes. And so I can't watch a 1080p 60 stream. And so I'm like, oh, so I'll stream at 720 and that'll I don't want to go any lower than that.
Right.
That kind of splits the difference. But I still get people that are like, I can't watch this. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, you know what? I actually used to do that too. And then someone suggested going to 1080p and I did it at one point. And I've noticed that recently too, because the quality options, they come and go. Like sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. So, hey, who knows? Maybe this will be the start of me doing 720 again.
You're already there.
Yeah, that's right. Harem is making fun of my brain farts, by the way, which fair enough. So yeah, !MT in my chat if you want to see both of us. There's a Khadgar link there. And it looks like we both got one set up there. I see !multi over in Jay's chat. And
I should put that in my title.
Boom. So how should we get started here? Have you been playing with some people or?
Oh yeah, we've been tearing it up for Team Treat all morning.
Nice.
We've lost 2 10 times battles. It's been great.
Well,
literally my first match of the day. Like I'm not even warmed up yet, right?
Right.
Like I sit down in the chair. I just got back from a 2-mile walk in the snow because I live in Massachusetts and it snows here before Halloween.
Oh,
Get back from a 2-mile walk, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to get into Splatoon. We're gonna kind of get into it. I usually I like a good 2 or 3 matches to get my groove going.
Yeah.
First match of the day is a 10 times battle.
Ooh.
So I'm like, I'm not warmed up. No one I'm playing with is warmed up yet. We get stomped. It wasn't even close. 2 matches later, we get another one, and we got absolutely rolled on that one too.
Darn.
So, but we've won the majority of our matches since then. To be fair,
that's great. That's if you can pick it up and you can recover from that, man, there's what it's all about right there.
I also just realized I don't think we're friends on the Nintendo Switch. I'm going to add you real quick.
By the way, this is called streaming professionalism right here. We are so prepared.
Yes.
Mana is on top of things. Okay. Yeah, I'm just Art of Mana, and we should be. Let's see. Well, I've got my Switch code, friend code in Discord, in my Discord channel in Passports, if you wanted to grab it there.
Cool.
And then I'll
Search
just
with friend
add you
code.
in a moment. Actually, and while you do that, I'm going to go ahead and fix my layout a little bit.
Yeah, you do you, man.
Oh, this is great. I love this. Okay, I'm gonna just
found it.
snap that up there. Hey,
The 3 customary blessings of Ween be upon you. Happy hallowed splatting.
Dash Magnum has the absolute best resubscription comment here. It says, the 3 customary blessings of Ween be upon you. Happy hallowed splatting.
Love it.
That's beautiful. So I have to admit, we don't know each other as well as we could, which is one of the nice things about doing this. We're going to make the MT just dance around my head right now. So one of the things that I didn't realize is that you're from Massachusetts, and I lived over in Massachusetts for a while.
No kidding.
Yeah, in
Whereabouts?
Boston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not too far from there. I went to college in Boston, but I've always lived 20 minutes just outside.
Nice. Well, we're gonna have to definitely chat more about that at some point. Maybe off screen so that we can be a little bit more open, as it were, so we don't get doxxed.
Right.
But yeah, that's really cool.
Trying to find your friend code right now.
Oh, here, let me just grab it for you. That might make it easier.
Okay.
Do.
Oh, I just found it.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Sorry. Oh man. Boston Dash says.
Yeah. Do you ever miss Boston?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Actually, it was a nice place to be. I like being in the Pacific Northwest. You have a lot more evergreens, and it's just a slower pace of life. But at the same time, man, my wife and I, for those of you who don't know, in Let's J's community, I am married. We have a 4-year-old daughter.
Same.
Yay! My wife and I were at the point before our daughter was born where it was like we're either going to stay in Boston forever, or we're going to move back to the West Coast to be closer to family. And we decided to do that. I'm glad we did. But there's absolutely there's tons of times where I'll just stop myself and be like, I miss Boston. I miss being able to just walk everywhere or take the T or being able to. Even I miss the snow sometimes, even though often remind myself how cruddy it often was. But and things like corner markets and like we had this little Polish deli I'd get a sandwich from that was just delicious, and I miss that, and stuff like that. So that's what I tend to miss the most. But have you always been in Massachusetts? I think we've. Oh, Let's Jays is muted.
I'm muted. My bad.
Oh, there we go. Maybe you. Yeah, you were muted for a little bit. I don't know why. That's weird.
I was trying to address something in my chat without talking over you.
Fair enough. Anytime you need to do that, go for it.
Yeah. But I was born and raised here. I did get a job right out of college at a church down in Florida.
Oh, wow.
So I moved down to the greater Tampa area, and I lived there for a year. And I liked it well enough. But after my year was up there, I was like, I'm going to go back home. Mm-hmm. And so I moved back. My wife and I moved back to Massachusetts, and we've been here since.
Nice. Kind of similar reasoning and everything to, what we were saying. It's like going home, going near family. That is important.
Yeah. I think I sent you a friend request. Have you found it yet?
Let me go ahead and do that. So
cool.
Man, I'm so sorry.
You're good, man.
All right. Let me actually then go to this screen. Oh, before I do that, let me copy. We're gonna just fix all the things right now that went wrong with my my overlay. And boop. There we go. Okay. So let me go ahead and add you in. Man, it's been so long since I've had to add someone on the friends list. I actually paused for a moment, wondering how to do it. Boom.
Seems like every stream I'm adding people on my friends list.
Usually
they're sending me the invites. It took me a long time to figure out how to send the numbers to you. I was like, I don't know how to do this.
What is this thing? Well, you know what? You're just the more popular. That's what it is. What it comes down to. So actually, yeah, real quickly, for introduction's sake, what are the things you mostly stream and play and do, and how did you get into streaming?
I got into streaming because, to back it way up, my name being Let's Jays, I used to do Let's Plays on YouTube back in the day.
Nice.
Way back in the day. And they're still there if you ever want to go make fun of me. They're a great source of embarrassment. But from there, just kind of the natural progression was checking out Twitch. I kind of wanted to see what that was all about. So I started streaming. And I just liked doing this way more than I did making YouTube videos. Nothing against making YouTube videos. I still do that from time to time. But I loved the community that Twitch brought out more. And so I kind of just moved over to doing this full time. Quote unquote full time, as far as content creation goes. It's not my full time job. And I really like it a lot. I do a variety of things. I focus on, I do a lot of Splatoon 2, a lot of online competitive games like that, or Overwatch, or, things, Mario Kart, stuff like that.
Nice.
I also do like to do a solo player thing every now and then. I was doing Outer Worlds for a little bit, Fallout, that kind of stuff. Sea of Thieves.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, shake it up. But Nintendo's my wheelhouse. Pokemon, Splatoon, Mario Kart, that kind of stuff.
Yes, that's same here. I love Nintendo, and Mario Kart is tied with Zelda for me for my favorite franchise of all time. Like it or
Zelda
close.
definitely is my favorite franchise.
So you know what?
Love
I'm
it.
gonna most 99% of the time I say Zelda is absolutely my favorite. But every now and then I just get this like Mario Kart urge. I'm like, yeah, Mario Kart is awesome. So, ask me another day, I might say, oh yeah, without a doubt it's Zelda. But then
Well,
Mario Kart never surpasses it.
what in your opinion is the best Zelda game?
Oh, okay. Hot take. Hot take. This might surprise a lot of you, and it might
I'm gonna
even.
base our entire friendship off of this answer. So,
So, okay. Hey, it was a nice stream. I'll catch you later. Bye. Hey, real quick, I set up a room and the code, the password, and I'll say it here because I imagine some people will want to join. But it's 11:31. Imagine that. That's the password.
great.
My favorite game, Zelda game, or what? No, you asked what the best one is, and that one that's
Sure.
gonna be tricky. I'll say my favorite right now. I kind of tend to go towards Skyward Sword of all things. How crazy is that?
That is kind of crazy.
I know, right? Like bizarre, but it's good. It's good.
I love the story in Skyward Sword. It's one of my favorite stories that I've ever played through.
Yeah.
I was one of the ones that got frustrated with the controls of it all.
Right,
I
right.
let's played that game.
Okay.
And it's actually one of my favorite projects I've ever worked on. And I do love Skyward Sword. I'm not one of those people that hate Skyward Sword,
Right.
but I definitely feel like the controls are a barrier.
I think for where I was at and like how I was playing, it was just perfect. But should we just dive in? Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Recruit more players and see what happens.
Let's see who we get.
So yeah, my favorite though, my favorite Zelda game really. I mean, I have to go with for nostalgia's sake, Ocarina of Time because and Link's or the Link to the Past is really close there too. That was the first Zelda game. The first Zelda game I played was the original, and then I played Adventure of Link and so on. But
Nice.
Link to the Past was the first Zelda game where I was like, oh man, like this is beyond good. This is like
That's a
one of my
really good
favorite
game.
things. Oh, it's so amazing. And then Ocarina of Time came at a time where I just had a lot of free time. And so I remember just diving into that so strongly and playing it so much and so frequently. And I beat the game. I did my first playthrough. I didn't use any walkthroughs or anything. I just got through it. And it took me some time.
Right.
And then I've never done this with any other video game. I immediately restarted a playthrough. And this time I decided I was going to walk everywhere that it made sense, like in game or in character, in lore to walk. So like
Nice.
if you're adventuring, you're not going to just run everywhere. So like, yeah, I would just take my time. And I don't know why I did that, other than it just seemed like a thing to do. And I beat it again, like immediately after the first time, and I loved it. So,
All
Yeah.
good stuff.
so what about you?
Everyone in
What's your
chat
favorite?
asking if you can join in and play. Absolutely. We'll reform the room every now and then and get some of you guys in on this and playing with us. That's what
Definitely,
it's all about, man.
definitely.
Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm going down. Okay.
I just went down too, but thankfully I took someone else out with me.
There you go. The one for one. We love to see it.
That's right. So what about you? What's your favorite Zelda?
I think I'll always say Majora's Mask.
Oh,
Love
wow,
that
yeah. That's a good one.
I also really loved Breath of the Wild. It was
Yes.
a fantastic experience, open to close.
Yep.
There were some things that I miss about it that's already been said on every YouTube video ever. Dungeons, I feel like were a little lackluster, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But I loved Breath of the Wild. Can't wait for the sequel.
Mm-hmm.
But Majora's Mask will always be like my home. If I'm just like, man, I just want to play like a Zelda game, I'm probably gonna just pop open Majora's Mask.
It's such a good game, really. Like so
yeah.
unique in so many ways. It's great.
It's a beautiful world that they created in that game.
And I
should not have gotten that kill.
I appreciate too that it really does bring the sort of original game to a modern era, because like the original game, I actually really also enjoy it. and I'll pop it in, every now and then. But let's be fair, like if you don't know what you're doing, that game is rough.
Yeah, I've actually never beaten it, if I can be honest with you. The first 2 Zelda games, I've played a bit of them, but I never beat them. My actual first Zelda game was Ocarina of Time.
Okay, yeah.
But since then, I've gone back, and Link to the Past is one of my favorites. Have you ever done the randomizers of those?
I never have, but I'm kind of interested.
Oh, they're wicked fun.
Hey, there's that Boston coming out, or that Massachusetts coming out.
Yeah, the Wicked.
the wicked fun.
I don't even think about that, man.
But yeah, they are though. Or, I mean, that's what I've heard, anyways. Again, never experiencing them. But yeah, those randomizers, they're interesting. But I'm gonna admit I've never beaten the first 2 Zelda games without a walkthrough. I eventually caved. I'm like, no, I'm gonna just do this with a walkthrough because, the amount of time and mapping, because that's really what the first game requires, is for you to map everything.
Right.
And then the second game, Adventure of Link, I actually really enjoy it. I like the mechanics of it in a lot of ways, and it's unique. However, it is really, unfortunately, a little bit broken. Like the translation's bad, and so you end up not knowing where you're supposed to go. And there's that whole I am error thing, and it's just like, oof, we did not do so great.
Yeah, we got rolled a little bit there, but that's all right.
So that could have been better.
It wasn't that bad. It was only a 6% difference.
It was actually, that was better than I was thinking. Still,
Why don't we duck out of this room and open a new one and get some more viewers involved?
I love this idea. Okay. You can go ahead and start that if you would like.
All right, I'll set up that room.
Yep. I just was trying to get the ball rolling there.
No, I appreciate the initiative.
A lot of great conversations of a chat in the chat right here. So, so one of the things that I'm seeing here is, oh, by the way, I've got a shout out for you here, and a few people saying hello. And Dash says Sea of Thieves. That's a fun one.
Oh, Sea of Thieves is so much fun.
And Chrono asks if I've ever streamed Skyward Sword. I haven't yet, but actually, fun fact for everybody, 2021, my goal is to stream every single Zelda game. And
Nice.
I'm currently thinking I'm going to do it in release order, but I actually have a CDI, a working CDI over here with the Zelda
wow.
games. Like I'm doing it. Like I'm going all the way. So
I made a room with the password is today's date, 10/31.
perfect. Okay, let me.
And anyone else, so let's wait for Mana to get in to make sure that like we're both in here, and then anyone else who wants to jump on in can just join off of him or me or whatever. And but yeah, the
Boom.
CDI games, those aren't ones that you even like hear talked about that much. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's. But you know what? Password is incorrect. What did I do wrong? It's 11:31.
10/31, not 11/31. 10/31.
Oh my gosh, did I really do that? I did
don't
that
know,
last
I
time,
just-
didn't I?
Got a question in chat. As a Brit, I have one question about America. How much a divide is there between East and West Coast? Because I think of America is East Coast and West Coast and Texas. I mean, it's
about right.
a big jump from East Coast to West Coast. It's a 3-hour time zone difference. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But it's, there's a little bit of a friendly rivalry, especially if you're doing like in basketball, there's a huge like East Coast, West Coast rivalry.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love the West Coast. I haven't really spent a whole lot of time out there. I want to go to Seattle someday, just kind of see it in a post-COVID world. But
It's a nice place.
yeah. But I don't think there's really, I don't think East Coast people hate West Coast people.
No,
or vice
it's like a
versa.
friendly running gag, like, the whole like West Coast, Best Coast. Like, just those sorts of things that people will say. But again, it almost is like a sports rivalry thing. It's like, come on, at the end of the day, we're talking about, just our own team that's fun to root for. It's, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go Patriots.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I have to admit, like versus when the Seahawks and Patriots were playing, I was the only one in my office that was like, well, I kind of wouldn't mind if the Patriots win, and everyone was like, out.
You chose well, my friend.
Yeah. Right.
Because they won.
Yeah. Exactly.
That was a heck of a game, though.
Yeah. Yeah. But
It's hard
no,
to imagine 3 hours between each coast as a Briton all being one time zone. America's huge like that. You know?
it is. No, it's not really. But I will say I've lived. I lived a little bit of time in Ireland, and I felt like Ireland felt more like the Pacific Northwest than Boston. Like Boston felt like I was in a different country more than Ireland did.
Right.
And and not like in a bad way, but like it just there's so many different like cultural differences, and like the way that you get around again, like because I'm used to smaller rural areas here in the Pacific Northwest, so like it's just it's a different kind of thing. But I think it's more a product of like everything is more densely packed on the East Coast than it is on the West Coast.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the double booyah bomb.
Also, a lot of people talking about fond memories of Link to the Past in my chat. And also, Chrono was talking about having a randomizer in Breath of the Wild. Could you imagine that?
I don't really think it would make a whole lot of a difference.
Actually,
'Cause
that's
that
a fair
game,
point.
the whole thing is you have to have everything you need to beat the game before you leave the Great Plateau. So
There you go. Good point. Good.
otherwise,
point.
areas would be blocked off. I'm sure they could figure out some stuff to randomize. The clothing items and the spheres and all that stuff, the power ups or whatever. But you would just need the bombs, Cryonis, and the time stop one. I forget what they're all called. But
Yeah, me too.
you would need all that stuff before you left the Great Plateau. So, also, real quick,
Hanson.
I was gonna say Hanson
Hanson.
gifted you a tier 1 sub to my community, my dude.
Thank you so
welcome,
much.
welcome to the city, man.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, Hanson. Seriously, I really appreciate that. That's awesome. I can use some awesome Let's J swag in my chat.
Oh yeah.
Boom. Dash says of the West Coast, East Coast thing, yeah, definitely friendly rivalry. Whew, yeah, we got him.
Here.
That was a Let's J Mana team up.
Oh yeah.
So
Getting the work
yeah, what about let's bring this over to Mario Kart. Favorite Mario Kart?
Double Dash. If I can be honest with you.
Really? Whoa, that's a hot
I
take.
love Mario Kart Double Dash. Every single game that comes out since then, I'm like, this isn't Double Dash, and I'm sad.
Oh man, that is a hot take. That's a hot take.
I mean, Mario Kart 8 is a fantastic game. It's got probably the best music in the entire
Oh, easily.
game series. But
Easily.
Double Dash is just like, I just loved the whole 2 players on 1 car, everyone having like their own special. I just loved that game so much. I have hundreds of hours in Double Dash.
That's awesome.
Yeah, what about you?
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I gotta say, like, it's such a top-notch game, so well polished that I just can't help but love it.
Fantastic game. Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with loving that one.
Yep.
Hey,
For
I'm a
nostalgia.
treat queen.
Ooh, nice. For nostalgia's sake, the original and Mario Kart 64 have a special place in my heart, but yeah, I gotta.
Going back and playing those games now is kind of rough.
It is.
They did
it
not
is.
age well.
No. They're fun, but like at the end of the day, you're just like, but I think I'm gonna pop in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Chrono says, and Mana, I was referring to when you said you walked everywhere. Oh, that's what it was, not a randomizer. It was, imagine walking everywhere in Breath of the Wild. It would take forever to do that in Breath of the Wild. That makes more sense.
Yeah, that's a massive map. They went above and beyond with the size of that map, man.
No kidding. Hey, did you happen to play the Hyrule Warriors demo, Age of Calamity?
So I played the first Hyrule Warriors game, and I wasn't a huge fan of it, honestly.
Yeah.
So I did not play the demo for the second one. No, I'm probably going to end up just not playing that game.
It just wasn't
That's
your
a game
cup of
that I'm
tea.
going to have a lot of fun watching somebody else stream.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
But they're just not my games, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's something with me, something with how I like to play games. That game seemed more like a chore than an experience to me.
Okay. So I think it comes down to if you enjoy like beat 'em ups. That's kind of how I look at the game. It's almost like think of the old, TMNT arcade game. It's like
I love the old TMNT arcade
really
games. I actually really like beat 'em ups.
okay.
I was actually demoing one for a company back. I went to PAX East in 2013.
No
And I
kidding.
met a small indie dev team there called Dinosaur Games, and they were working on a game called Mech Knight Chronicles.
Okay.
And they were like, "Oh, do you like?" And so we got to chat, and they were like, "We're looking for like streamers and let's players and stuff to like make content about our game." And I was like, "Oh, well, I'm not a big content creator, but I'll make a video or two." And so they gave me like alpha access to their game.
That's
And I'll
awesome.
still go back and boot it up every now and then. The game's canceled, but
Oh, that's too bad.
it's still fun to go back and play like an old alpha build or something like that. But
That's super cool.
no, I like beat 'em ups, but there was just something about Hyrule Warriors where just like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I tried to play the whole thing in just like a couple of days or something like that for like
Yeah.
the stream schedule. Maybe I tried to rush it. I don't know.
Okay, one thing I'll say about it is that it's a game I think best played casually in like just you have, hey, I've got a half hour, I'm going to do a level. Like if you do more than a level at a time, it does feel very grindy because they tend to be like half hour levels. So I will say that. But I don't know, I kind of dug it. Like I just, there's almost this mindlessness about it, and as you progress and then you get more and more powerful, there's something so satisfying, I find, of just like tearing through enemies. And I think that if you don't find that satisfying, then the game as a whole is going to feel very unsatisfying.
Right.
So, which is fine. Like some people aren't going to find that satisfying. I kind of did. I just like, once I unlocked Epona, and I'm just riding my horse through these giant hordes of enemies and knocking through them, I'm like, all right, this is my favorite game of all time. But no, I will say, somebody, I don't know if you know Arlo on YouTube. The little blue Muppet loves Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
Who didn't love Arlo? Arlo did a great little video talking about how if you don't like don't like the Warriors games, darn, didn't quite make it. He's like, if you don't like Warrior games, you might be interested in Age of Calamity. And I picked up Age of Calamity, the demo, and was surprised at how less it felt like the first Warriors game and how much more it felt like Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
It's like if you take Breath of the Wild, add a whole bunch more enemies, power you up a little bit, and make you go faster. But you still have a lot of the same kinds of abilities, and you have a similar kind of dodge evade as in Breath of the Wild. You have quick access to some of your like bombs and arrows and things like that. Like it felt a lot more like Zelda Breath of the Wild than it did Hyrule Warriors, the original. So it might be worth a check out. Honestly,
I guess I'll try that demo.
You might, yeah, you might just see, because you might have a little slightly different opinion of it.
Well, thank you for the education.
RDS, I totally agree. Arlo is great. So he's just I love it because he's this like family friendly but slightly disgruntled Muppet. Oh, communication error.
That's been my plague all morning, brother.
Oof.
I'm just gonna make another room with the same password, just
Sounds
today's
good.
date.
Yep. So, yeah, well, it is really nice to finally get to collaborate with you. I know we've talked about this for a little while, and yeah, glad that we made it happen. I appreciate you being so go with the flow on it all.
Oh yeah, no, it's funny when you said how like out where you live, quieter Midwest. It's just like or West Coast rather. It's a slower way of life than it is in Boston. I definitely feel that. When I was in college, I actually spent like a month on the road. I had an opportunity to travel to a bunch of different churches out in like the Midwest and in the South. And that was like the first thing I noticed was just like things are just like more relaxed and laid back
Yeah.
outside of New England, where like if something small goes wrong in New England, everyone's like, "What?" And just like freaking out. But like, we got to someplace in Virginia, and someone was like, "Oh, so and so forgot to set that up," and people were just like, "Oh, okay. Well, why don't we just set that up?" And I was like, "Oh, it's that easy, huh?" Like, and that's definitely one of the things I don't love about where I live. It's like, I mean, I love New England. I'm a Boston man at heart, and I got the
There you
accent and
go.
everything. But there are definitely times where I'm just like, things here are just crazy, and I kind of miss Florida every now and then just because of how relaxing things were there. Plus, it snowed before Halloween here, and I'm just like, man, it was 87 degrees in Christmas when I lived down there.
Yeah, for sure. It's different.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I'm like saying all this, and then my big thing right now is that I'm in a job where I'm working a ton of overtime, and I'm definitely at the point where I'm maxed out. I'm burned out,
Right.
and so that it still happens here, but I think in general people are like there's still those places where things are a little bit hectic and stuff, but like I do find that I can do things with my family, and I can just on the weekends I can just start to wind down, and that's just kind of the way it is. And like driving to my parents' house, for example, they live out of town, and so it's a nice casual drive. It's just really relaxed. My daughter, every time we're going, we hit this certain part of the drive, like right as we're leaving the city limits, and she goes, "Hey, we're in the woods now," and it's just stuff like that. It's such a great feeling, and but yeah, I mean, I think right now too that most of the world is stressed, so
Absolutely true.
so it's here as well, but I'm not trying to like romanticize West Coast, but all the same, like I did feel that. Like one real clear memory I have early on in Boston was walking down the street, and like there was this woman walking on the sidewalk, same sidewalk as me, and she's got earbuds in, but I waved at her because like that's what you do, like everywhere that
Right.
you go right in our town right now, whether you're in the car or walking, like you wave to everybody. And I waved to her, and I kid you not, she like freaked out. Like it was actually a panic. And she like, hastily took her earbuds out and kind of like looked at me and like startled, like deer in the headlights, and was like,
He's like, "What do you want?"
Are you like, what? And I just like, that was it. And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry." And then she just kind of gave me a scowl and moved on. I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
welcome to Boston.
right." So,
No, I was actually when I was out on my walk this morning. I'm gonna missile the mid here and hope to open something up there.
All right,
I was
sounds
out on a
good.
walk this morning, and it was early. It was like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and I walked only past 3 people in the entire 2-mile walk I did. And it was along past a river. Merrimack River here in New England is a huge river that spans New Hampshire and Massachusetts, and it's a lovely walk. And I get, I go to pass someone, and I just say, "Good morning." And they just walk past me with their head down. And that's just life here, man.
Yeah.
You just expect that. That's just the way it is. Oh, I'm dead.
Well, I think I've said before, like, oh, was trying to come to avenge you, but I didn't quite. I think I've said this before, actually, in talking about this. I think that the reason is because there are so many more people that you end up. Oof, that was rough.
Oh, not our best game.
Yeah, not really. I'm gonna switch over to NZAP, by the way, because I think I'm gonna do a little bit better the way I'm playing right now. I'm still
Gotcha.
also warming up too. It's been a hot minute since I played Splatoon 2. It's my second most streamed game on my channel, and yet it's probably been half a year easily since I played it, which is
Good
kind of
old
wild.
Animal Crossing, man.
Oh man, it took my time. Still does, but
Yeah.
oh yeah. But so the thing about Boston, I think just there's so many people so close together that like we all need sanctuary in our lives. We know those little escapes, those times where we can be by ourselves, and where we can have some internal time, like processing our thoughts, our days, things like that. And because there's less space, like physical space for silence and stuff like that in, on the East Coast, because like if you're on the subway or whatever, like you're going to be packed in, people tend to go inward, like as opposed to going to a physical location that's quiet. So like you practice like being in your own thoughts and not like
Right.
always, here it's like, you might not see someone for a while. Like you might be by yourself. So then you see someone, you're like, oh, hey, how's it going? Like life, there's a person. And so you start talking and that's the natural thing. But there it's like, people might need that quiet time. So you don't invade that because everyone respects that of each other.
Right.
I don't know if that's true or not. That was just my observation because I did it too.
All right. I hope you're warmed up, Mana, because we got a big battle.
Oh, snap. And I just changed to the NZAP. I hope I do well. All right, let's do this.
Here we go.
This is it.
Also, someone just joined our game, Cosmic Ray. Are they from your community?
No, they're not actually.
Okay. I think it's a rando. I think we lost someone last match. I think that's why we kind of got destroyed.
Gotcha.
So after this game, why don't we back out again, remake the lobby, get some more people involved.
Yeah, sounds good. I just got splatted by Trick Boy. That's no good.
Well, don't do that. Just don't get splatted.
I'll try. It's
Oh, this guy's gonna booyah bomb my face. Heck!
oh dear.
Oh, I'm dead.
I'm going for dang it. Trick Boy is
It
good.
was
We're gonna have some
also, yeah,
issues.
Trick Boy melted me too.
Yeah, Trick Boy is on fire. This is bad.
Nothing we can't stop though. We
Okay.
got this.
All right. Try and get a. Oh man, Trick Boy. Is Trick
He's
Boy
got
using
that
an
K
NZAP?
Pro, man. It's got range.
Is that what he's using? I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah, the Kensa Splattershot Pro.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, I'm gonna see if I
I
can't
hate these rails, man.
come
I hate
behind
this
here.
level.
Oof, yeah, this is like intense stuff. Okay.
They just threw like an ink shield down nowhere. What?
I'm gonna try and rush back here a little bit and do a little bit of damage in the back. Oh, there.
All
Right
right,
behind
I've got their attention focused forward.
Dang
and
it.
Never mind, they killed me.
me. And they just got me too.
I got murdered by the Fire Nation. What?
Hey, Memory Martin,
Hello.
welcome on in. Happy Halloween to you as well. Okay. I'm sorry, we're focusing because Trick Boy here is pretty mean. Oh man, we got all of the rollers. Hold on, see if we can't. There we go. Took him out.
Nice. All right, we got to push on this now.
All right.
Half their team is dead.
Okay. Trying to take that. A little nervous here. Oh, Trick Boy
Coming from the
again.
side.
Man, okay, I've got a cloud here. I'm going to use this in a
I
moment.
killed Trick Boy.
Okay, good. Good.
Oh
good.
my gosh, I didn't see that guy.
Dang. Yeah, they are on fire.
So what's Halloween look like over there for you guys? Is it, still going on? Is it canceled because of stuff? Is it?
It's well, so even in our more rural areas, we're definitely seeing the third spike. And
Right.
and unfortunately, because we've been in a more rural area, which has not been hit as hard as the really densely populated areas, a lot of people have already kind of gotten used to this idea that COVID doesn't exist. And so
You hate to see it.
yeah, it's not great. So we've just got hit pretty hard recently. So there are some things, and they're trying to find like COVID friendly. Dang it, Fire Nation. Man, that was rough. That was a tough game right there.
Yep.
I mean, I think we tried. We we put an effort in. Dang.
There was effort. All right, I'm gonna remake the room to get some more people involved.
Okay. I might
'Cause I'm
even
pretty
switch
sure
back to
Cosmic
the
Ray
air spray.
is just a rando.
Oh man, I look at how badly I did there too on the. Oof, my bad.
It's all
My
right.
bad.
We'll just pretend it didn't happen.
No, you saw nothing. Oof. But yeah, so we've got like some like city things that they're doing. Like they're gonna have a like trunk or treat socially distanced thing where all the cars are spread out and you can like I think they're planning the like tube thing. It's like how the kids get candy. What we're
Oh
actually,
yeah, I saw that like on Facebook or something.
Right.
I thought that was really original.
It's clever. It's clever. So what we're actually doing though is So our family, because again, we moved back to be near family. We've got a lot of family in the area. We're all pretty close together, and so we're
Room's
just.
open.
What's that?
The room is open.
Am I in? Oh shoot! You know what I just did? I didn't back out of the room. I'm
Oh
I'm
man,
a
what
bad
are you
mana.
doing?
Wait, hold on. I could close out. Yeah, I'm gonna close out. Close the software. I'll just hop back in.
There we go.
But yeah,
All right, no one else joined the room. The 4 slots for mana.
I did a bad thing. Oh no, Memory Martin has just informed me that Sean Connery just passed away.
Yeah, I saw that this morning too. 90 years old, man. What a legend.
Oof. That's too bad. May you rest in peace.
I have to watch some Bond movies this weekend or something.
Yeah, the old classics.
Yeah.
Gosh. Now I feel bad going straight to like trick or treating, but like so trick or treating. Well, but yeah, we're going to basically have all the cousins trick or treat at family houses. We're just gonna go from house to house and then have dinner at my in-laws and make that like the Halloween celebration, So that's how we're doing it. It's all in the same bubble. It gives them the sort of sense of trick or treating, even though it's it's not actually the full trick or treating experience. So, how about you?
I mean, like, I don't have any kids. It's just me and my wife. We used to run a haunted house for years and years and years, just like out of our church. Because, I mean, New England churches are already haunted as is. So we didn't have to do a whole lot of work for it. But it was really cool, and we loved doing it for years and years and years. But we left that position a little over a year ago. So we haven't really done anything for Halloween lately. Last year, we bought like a bunch of candy and we dressed up, and we were like sitting at home like waiting for like a knock on the door so we can give candy to kids or whatever, and like no one came.
Oh yeah.
And so this year, in the city I live in, things are canceled. There's no trick-or-treating, nothing like that. And then interestingly enough, Salem, Massachusetts, for those of you who don't know, is like the Halloween capital of the heckin' world, where the whole Salem witch trial thing kind of happened, and that's kind of all that stuff. A lot of history. If you want a little bit more information on it, you can watch that new Adam Sandler movie. It took place in Salem.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Hubie Halloween. It's actually kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah, but it's all about, Salem is just like, that's where you go for Halloween. That's like the party place. That's where there's tons of trick-or-treating, all this stuff. And they released a statement saying, stay out of our town. Nothing's going on. Everything's closed. Don't come near us.
Right. And that is honestly really smart, and also good forward thinking, because everyone's going to go there.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. You hate to see it, but.
Right. But yeah, I mean, right now it's just it's what we got to do. That's the way I look at it. It's not fun. It's not for us, but let's think of it as a it's a self-sacrifice for others. That's really what it is. That's how I look at it. So.
I can't imagine like being in high school during this time or whatever.
Oh, it's
and, like,
hard, yeah.
All the things that I did when I was in high school, like you can't do any of that stuff now. And it's just like, it's so sad that like that's just the reality of it all. Like I had, former students of mine like graduated and like all this stuff, and they were like, yep, graduation was nothing, and we didn't really get to do anything for it. We couldn't have a party. We couldn't have, I didn't get to walk the stage and get my diploma. And I'm just like, man, that's so sad.
Another thing that's really hard about it is that so many students don't take to online learning. They need someone there with them in person. They need they do better with lectures than videos. It's whatever. So, or hands-on, and it makes it really tough for sure. But
this guy's gonna die. Get out of here.
In my current role, I work with a lot of teenagers who are in high school right now, and it's just, there's so many attempts to and I'm familiar with the world of education as well. My My wife has been heavily in the world of education. I've dabbled in it as well, and like there's so many systems right now that are being tried, and so a teacher might be like, oh well, we're gonna try using this platform, whatever it is, and like yeah, we think of young kids as being pretty tech savvy and all, but like when you bombard them with like, well, here's the 16th thing that we're gonna try, make an account, get a password, do this, figure out how to work this platform. It's too much. I've seen a lot of kids going like, I don't even remember how to log into this. I'm like, yeah, I don't either. Let's find the cheat sheet. Hey, I think we're doing a little better this round.
I'm totally gonna kill this guy. I don't know where he went, but his
Oh.
Okay, never mind. He got me.
Ginny is sick of online classes too right now, which is hard. You're doing art, so you're like, she's getting an art degree and taking online classes. I mean, it seems very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ah, shucks. And then I went around. Digital and print art. Yeah. Oof. By the way, if you don't know, just a little shout out for Ginny. Ginny is the one who did all of my emotes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's a
Excellent
fantastic
work.
artist. Yeah, isn't she good?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Oof. Dang.
Oh, so close.
I'm sorry. I'm just bringing the whole team down.
That's okay.
Jay's like, it's okay
I
now.
forgive you.
It's okay now.
When we lose the whole Splatfest, we'll just string you up in town center. People will just walk past and go, shame.
I thought we weren't going to Salem. Oh, man. Ugh. Ginny says less work on the print side in the last few months.
I imagine.
Ooh.
Maps and modes just updated. Looks like we're making the room again.
Apparently so. Hey, Ginny, if Ginny is interested in joining us, I am playing with Let's Jays, and if there's room, hop on in, right? Is that okay to say?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm just, as long as you and I get in there,
Right.
try to get as many other people. If you've been in the past couple of rounds, maybe let some other people play.
Cool.
We'll try to spread the love around to everyone in the community.
Sounds like a plan.
But I just made a new room,
There we go.
and so we'll get mana in here, and then room for 2 more.
Password is 1031, not 1131, as I previously said.
No, when you first made it 11:31, I'm like, oh, that's today's date, and I'm like, no, it's not. Wait. Okay, well, my whole community just jumped on that room, so I'm gonna have to remake the room.
Hey, yeah, if you
Thanks,
want,
guys, for
don't
waiting.
do it.
Appreciate that.
Go for it. Have a fun round with your friends.
No. I'm remaking the room here.
Okay. Night Shadow says that they had a family emergency. Are you okay? Everything all right?
Seems to be fine, yeah.
Oof. Good.
All right, we got a new room up and running. Let's get mana in here first, and then a couple more people can join in.
1031. I'm in.
My community just loves to play this game, man. They saw the room and they were like, I'm in.
I get it.
Well, hang on.
I get it.
All right, mana's in now. Next 2 people in get to play.
Cool. Ginny, it's 1031 if you're wanting to get in. Ginny says I could play a few rounds. If you don't get in this one, then which you did not, then maybe in a couple of rounds you can hop on in, and that'd be cool. Oh, you have to load the game anyway. Fair enough. We're all good. We'll
Yeah, that takes 2 hours. So.
Yeah, I know. No kidding. So let's Jays. How did we connect anyway? I'm trying to think about this. It was through Socks, wasn't it? Is that how we first connected, or was it? I don't remember. But I'm glad that we connected.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I just it's kind of surprising because it seems like we've got a lot in common here, and that Nintendo fan aspect as well. So, when did you start streaming?
So I started making content on YouTube my senior year of college.
Okay.
I was just like, I was cranking away at like my dissertation, and I was like, I need a hobby. Like, so I started making YouTube videos in January of 2013, and loved that a lot. Unfortunately, the internet at college was pretty terrible.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I lived on campus in Boston, so
Everyone's
so-
accessing, and yeah.
yeah, so it was kind of just rough to really do anything. I mean, uploading a video took all day.
Gotcha.
Then I got married, moved to Florida, and I had, you know, a couple of favorite Twitch streamers that I would watch, and my wife was like, oh, why don't you do that? And I was like I came up with like every excuse in the book, you know, as to like why I shouldn't stream. And she was like, I think you should do it. And I was like, okay. So I got to give my wife credit for supporting me in this whole endeavor.
That's fantastic.
Gonna die of a burrito bomb. But yeah, so I started streaming probably like 2015-ish, or 2014 rather. I did take a break for a few years, where I just had like some stuff to sort out, like with my life. And just I was living in places where I couldn't stream, or my job was just too much, or I was moving, or, you know, I actually streamed over on YouTube for a while, not on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
Or, but in the last few years, I've really kind of started to take it a little more seriously and worked on like building a community and that kind of stuff. And we got a pretty rockin' community over here in the city, as we like to call it.
No kidding, yeah. So, I guess in terms of just years, how many years then have you actually been streaming?
Well, like I said, it's been off and on.
Right. When did you? What year did you start? You said it was in college.
2014.
2014.
2014
okay. Yeah,
was the
nice.
first time I did a Twitch stream.
Nice.
2013 was the first time I uploaded a video game video.
That's awesome.
Chased that guy all over Kingdom Come, put my gun against the back of my head, and pulled the trigger and killed him.
Oh no. Well,
He
I've got.
thought he was so slick, but I shut him right down.
I have got a
Okay.
good feeling about this.
What about
one.
yourself?
Oh, when did I start streaming?
Yeah.
It was a little over. What is it? Almost 5 years. Almost 5 years. I'll be
Nice.
celebrating my 5-year streaming anniversary in January.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, we did it. We finally won one.
Don't count your chickens before they're
Oh,
hens.
I'm
Okay, that
I'm
looks like a
counting
win.
them. I'm
Never mind.
counting them. I was looking at the map.
I didn't look at the map.
I'm pretty confident.
That was a good win right there.
Yeah. I think I actually got a few splats too.
Oh, good job.
Hey,
Proud of
look
you.
at that. Yeah, 4, as a matter of fact.
Hey, you led the team in that, actually.
Boom.
So you like that arrow spray, huh?
I do. You know, I tend to go between the Aerospray and the NZAP or the roller. Those 3, those are like my favorites. And it honestly comes back to the original Splatoon for me, because those were my weapons of choice then.
Right. Honestly, same.
Yeah.
I mained that. That golden arrow spray was like my favorite weapon. I loved the ink strike, that missile that you could drop anywhere.
Oh, I missed that.
I booted up Splatoon 1 over quarantine.
Nice.
When I got furloughed from work. I wasn't allowed to go into work anymore. So I was like, well, I'll just stream full time. Like,
There you go.
so we had like Wii U week where I booted up my old Wii U and we played some Wind Waker and we played some Splatoon 1.
Nice.
And it's crazy going back to Splatoon 1 these days. First of all, there's hackers everywhere.
Oh.
Second of all, it's just like you think that these games, like, there's not a whole lot of difference between Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2, but it's just like enough subtle differencing that it's like, holy cow, this is a different game than I remember.
Isn't that the truth? Yeah, and even just where the jump button is, that throws me so much.
Yeah, jump was on X back in those days.
Yep. And I still maintain it probably should. I don't know. It just felt right. I don't know why.
It felt right, but at this point, I mean, I have like 800 hours logged in this game.
Gosh, yeah.
So I'm pretty much just used to it being on B at this point.
Yeah. I'd say I am too, actually. But it does just sort of give me some nostalgic feels when I go and accidentally try and press X to jump.
Opens the map right up. You're like, oh,
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay.
guess we're making maps up here.
Ginny says, nah, B is the way. So, okay, fair enough. Whatever. We can
Yeah,
agree to
I
disagree.
think I like it on B at this point.
Well, okay, in fairness, it really had to do with the placement of the analog stick more than anything on the Wii U.
Fair. Okay, that's also very fair.
Yeah,
No
like-
ink. I should fix that.
If you're playing with the playing on the Wii U, it makes a lot more sense on X because then you're right there next to the analog stick. But yeah, I think for the Pro Controller, B is definitely the way. I'm gonna go with that. Also, Memory Martin's celebrating their third anniversary of streaming next month, next June on their birthday. Nice. But yeah, I like
don't
it.
remember like exactly when my first stream was because so my very first stream, like right now, like I've got like the setup, you know, I've got like a real camera, not just a webcam. I've got a
Nice.
dynamic microphone. I've got ring lights. I got monitors. I got a green screen.
You're
my
legit.
very first stream was on a MacBook Pro with a blue snowball. And I was playing Super Meat Boy. And I couldn't get it to work because back in those days, streaming on a Mac was impossible.
Right.
Because there was no software for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I had to use Adobe Live Video Encoder, which is a program no one should ever have to use. It's awful. And it didn't work most of the time. And I just remember one day I finally got it to work and I was like, oh, cool, I can stream now.
Nice.
And I had to download all of this other random software to get it to work with like a capture card so I could stream. I used to stream Banjo-Tooie because I love Banjo-Tooie.
Yeah, nice.
And all this stuff, but it was just like, for me, it was just like, oh, it finally worked. Cool, I'm a streamer now. You know, I don't
Nice.
remember the date. You know, so I guess if I usually celebrate an anniversary, it's usually like when I got my sub button because I got affiliate right when it rolled out because I had already hit that threshold. So.
Nice. I actually started with kind of like I had put some thought into it. I'm like, I want to do this. I want to really do it right. I want to have my community be a family-friendly one, eat for everyone, that whole thing. And I'd already had some things in mind, but my first stream was a bit of a YOLO kind of thing because I remember telling the community, "Ooh, yeah, nice win."
Yeah.
I remember telling the community that I was in at the time on Discord through a Minecraft. Holy moly, Shadow, 15 splats.
Yeah, Shadow does that. Try playing against him sometime. It's not fun.
I'm and then that answers
I'm
your
glad,
question
I'm
of why are
glad
you
many of the
carrying.
members. I'm glad many of the members of the community are on our team because again, playing against them is just rough sometimes.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go for a roller and just shake things up a bit, see how things go.
Oh, rollers are fun, man. I've only started to get into those lately.
Whoa, thank
Jam
you.
Doggy,
How
thank you so
generous.
much for those 100 bits.
It's a Manatastic Splatfest.
It's a Manatastic
What do you
Dana.
mean it's not
Splatfest.
fun? Shadow, dying 15 times is not fun.
That would do it.
We still have a good time, but I'm not having fun. There's a difference.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, my first stream was very much like I told the community I was in on Discord through a Minecraft content creator. I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about doing a stream, and I was thinking about doing it that night. Like I had a day off, and I'm like, I'm just gonna stream tonight just for fun. And they're like, yeah, you should do it. I'm like, great. Then I found out that they're all from the UK, and they're like, so can you do it in like the next hour because we're gonna be asleep? And I was like, oh. And I downloaded OBS on the spot, and I didn't even like look at the settings. I'm just like, I hope this works. And yeah, I had a headset mic and Minecraft. That was my first stream, and I just went for it. And but I remember, and every stream that I've ever streamed, I always number them. So right now, this is the 567th stream that I've done, and I've got my original stream date. I know it, so I can always celebrate that anniversary. And yeah, I really appreciate having those kind of stats and on anniversaries, I can be like, so, we've done this many streams, we've done, played this many hours of this game. I need to update it, but I have a backloggery that I keep that just says like what games I've played, because I've played over 100 games on stream.
Nice.
At this point, that's I'm starting to be like, oh, I really need to update that backloggery.
You know what? I had a backloggery, and I've tried twice to like keep up with it. I'm like, I'm gonna keep up with it this time, and I'm done with it.
Right? It's a great
I have
thing,
nothing but the highest of respect for people that can keep up with a backloggery.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna die here.
I actually used a backloggery, or I still use it personally, but then I had a separate backloggery that was just for things I would stream. And that way, because if I actually try to keep a backloggery, or, if I share my backloggery now, you're going to see I'm like 10% of my games maybe that I've beaten.
Yeah.
If that.
Know that feeling.
Yep. And I'm more of a collector of games. Like, I take this from my uncle. He loved music, and he would, sadly he's passed now, but his big thing was he would get all kinds of CDs and albums and stuff, and he would listen to them like a couple of seconds of each song just to get a sense of it. Is this something that he likes? And he'd write notes in this journal he had about the different songs that in the CD. And so he sampled everything, but he wouldn't necessarily always listen to every album. Like, he might not get to all of them. And that's kind of how I do games too. It's like, I want to just experience, even if it's just the first level of a game that I really like the look of it, I'll do that. I'll just sample it and then kind of go from there,
Right.
Ooh, two
Yeah, for a
double
long
splats.
time. Nice. For a long time, I definitely was the like, oh, if I have a game, I got to do everything in every game that I play,
Right.
And I think the last year and a half, I've really stopped doing that. Just because I was like finishing games I wasn't having fun with. I was, there was just so much that I was doing that I wasn't enjoying. Sorry, I stole that kill from you.
No, that's fine.
And so now it's just like there's no shame in not finishing a video game,
No, not at all. There's only so much time in the time.
Yeah, exactly. So I've definitely become more of a sampler myself lately.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, like I had a lot of friends tell me like, oh, you got to play The Messenger. You got to play that.
Right.
You love The Messenger. So I was like, all right. So I got the game. I downloaded it. And I got like halfway through it. And I said, no, that was a fun game. I'm done with it.
Yep. Hey, yeah. Dash says, awesome. You guys are on a roll. That was pretty good. We all had pretty even splats too that time.
Yeah. Kind of rolled on them that time. That was a good fight though. It was back and forth. It was
right. That was enjoyable. Yeah. Oh gosh, Ginny's saying it's a lot to catch up on. That's true. On the backloggery. Also, Mary Martin says, speaking of, I'm only one away from my 150 followers goal. Nice. That's awesome. But yeah, I like to sample, especially now. I don't think that it's possible to be in the 100% category for gaming these days, unless like that's your the only thing you can do. Like, you don't have a job or your job is gaming, because it used to be like, back in the day, back in my day.
yes.
Like, it used to be that you could go for a game on the shelf, and it's like you only could afford so many games anyways, but Nintendo only released so many games a year, and so like I remember on the NES, it's like, yeah, here's my game. This might be my only one of 2 or 3 in a year. Right. And so, I would just max that out. But now it's like new games are coming out hundreds a day. There's so many great ones. And so it just, the whole dynamic has changed. And with games being cheaper as well, like, it's so much easier to get a bunch of games. And if you have a Steam account, oh, woe unto you.
Yeah. Let me tell you about this thing called Humble Bundle. Your library will never be tiny again.
True that. Hey, are you a Humble partner?
I am not.
Okay. Well, so you should be. But also, then, if you don't mind me just shamelessly plugging that I am actually a Humble partner, and so if you want to ever use my code, it would allow you to support my streaming career. by doing so. So that was a shameless plug, but it is on my
I
website
didn't know
if
you
you're
could
interested.
do that. I'm going to be honest with you.
You should look into it because basically what it does is it allows for Humble Bundles themselves to be when you check out, there's an additional slider for the streamer or for the content creator
Nice.
because of the referral that you've done, and you can choose to add some of your payment to that streamer. All of it you could if you wanted, but don't do that.
yeah.
And then you could also choose as a partner. You can choose a what is it called? I'm blanking on a charity that you want to promote, and so then that'll appear on every bundle as well. So it's pretty cool. Yeah,
I will look into that.
yeah. It's
Is that a thing you like apply for?
You apply
or, like,
for
sign
it.
up for it? Or?
I'm pretty sure your stats and everything that you would meet all the criteria for it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, no, you just apply for it on their website, and then they verify, and there you go. But if anyone is interested in using mine, if they're doing a Humble Bundle purchase, it's on my website, which is artofmana.com, and you can actually look at the Humble Bundle page to find out more about how it works. And then you can also just go directly to my Humble Bundle affiliate link through there as well.
Man, I'm learning all sorts of stuff today.
Yeah.
Oh, that baller wants me dead. He didn't get it.
Syriad
Shame.
Moose, hello, welcome.
That's
Happy
someone
Halloween.
who I guess has been in both of our communities because he was like, I was in Mana Stream, and I'm like, wait, that's Jay.
Nice. Love it.
Always love to see the communities bridging like that, man.
Isn't that the truth?
All right, the
Yeah,
slosh is gonna
it's a
die.
small
We'll
world
see
when you
later.
really get down to it.
I've seen enough of it to know that. I definitely miss traveling, though. That's something that I can't wait to happen again.
Right. No kidding. Yeah, that's gonna be nice. That's gonna be real nice. Oh no, Syriad Moose got 404. Now I've said Satira Moose for most of my time knowing Moose, which is not actually how you say their name. How do you say their name?
Well, see, I knew Moose when they were Namoose, and
Yeah.
so I still call him Namoose.
Yep, same here. And then I just sort
I
of
haven't even tried to pronounce Sarite Moose. Just call him Namoose.
Yep, that makes way more sense. Yeah, I remember back in the old Namoose era.
I do that a lot. Like when people change their names, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna call you by your old name.
It's ingrained in my brain, so that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah. You
I
kept
kept-
calling, but no one came. Sorry, Calico. I was fighting battles there.
It was
Hi,
rough.
boy.
If we could get an opportunity for Ginny Gravity to hop in, I sure would appreciate that.
Sure.
It'd be pretty awesome.
After this match, we'll shake up the room again, and we'll get Ginny in there.
Perfect. All
And
right.
one other person who hasn't played yet today.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Ginny, you aren't Team Treat, are you? You're Team Trick. That's not gonna work.
Oh, well then hack it. Who cares?
Yeah, never mind. Ginny, you
Never mind.
You do what you need. Oh no, she's got 2 accounts. We're okay. She's Team Treat. Yeah.
Not loyal. Got it.
Well, oh no, she is actually Team Treat because Waz betrayed her. Okay, so now she's
Oh, okay,
joining all
that's
the
fine.
cool kids. Okay, yeah, we're fine. She's full on Team Treat, so we're good. We got this.
We're here for it.
You know what I didn't do? I just realized I probably missed out on it. I think I missed out on the gear, right? Or can you get it still today?
See, I don't know. I got it last year, so I
Right.
didn't get it this year. I
wonder
was
if
just like, I
have
already
it this
have
year.
it.
I might have it this year actually, or might have it from last year too. Come to think of it, I don't know.
I'm wearing the witch's hat from the amiibo though. I gotta figure that
Oh.
was appropriate.
Yeah, that is appropriate. Which amiibo is that? The witch's hat. Is
This is the Octoling Girl amiibo, I
Okay.
think. I don't have many amiibo. I got the Inkling Girl with Splatoon 1 because my buddy worked at GameStop and he threw it in the bag and was like, "Here, it's free, have it."
Nice.
And I was like, "Oh, fun." Because I'm not a huge collector
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to stuff like that because I used to be and I will dump my entire paycheck into that stuff. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay. Because I have no self-control, I'm going to stop. So,
what did I just
so
do?
when Amiibo started to become a thing, I was like, I'm not gonna get any, and so I didn't get any. And then I got the free Inkling Girl. I got the Twilight Princess one, the Wolf Link Amiibo.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So I've got that because it just came with the game.
Yep.
I bought the Octoling Girl Amiibo because of the Splatfest where they did. I forget what it was, but if you had the Octoling Girl Amiibo, you could wear like the whole outfit, and I was like, all right, I want to do that. So I bought that one
Nice.
just off Amazon. And then I bought the Squirtle Amiibo because Squirtle is the unofficial official mascot of twitch.tv/LetsJays.
Nice. I'll
And
admit.
I wish I could make it an official mascot, but Nintendo would sue me.
Yeah, well, you know what, and it's a good point, and something that I think a lot of people right now with the DMCA takedowns are forgetting is like there are people who are making their identity and their career based around the intellectual property of others, and it's like I understand why it's frustrating for people to suddenly have to like totally rebrand, but I'm also like, yeah, but why didn't you think of this? Like, you know, like it just seems fair. Like I wouldn't get upset. I'd just be like, okay, it was a good ride. Thanks for the like lift, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And maybe that's a little too harsh of me, but that's just kind of where I'm at.
I mean, it's a case by case thing. There are some that I definitely understand, you know.
Right.
But then there are others that are just like shameless, and I'm just like, all right.
Yeah. And I say this
but,
totally
like-
aware that I have a me as my avatar, so you know.
Right. For me, like Squirtle's my favorite Pokemon. Turtles are my favorite animal. And so I just, it just kind of became a thing where I was like, all right, well, I have one emote slot. Let's make it a Squirtle. You know,
It's
it
an
kind of worked
unofficial
well.
official.
Yeah, and so then as like as the stream grew and I got more emote slots, thank you, RDS, I will fix that. I got more emote slots. People were like, oh, let's have like this kind of a Squirtle and this kind of a Squirtle and whatever. And so I just messaged my artist and I was like, hey, Squirtle me. Like, let's make it happen.
Squirtle.
Yeah. So it's, I think like 3 out of 5 of my current emote slots are all Squirtles, maybe even 4 at this point. I don't remember.
Nice.
And then like tier 2 is a Wartortle and tier 3 is Blastoise. Like it's just, it just works out like that.
Are we
but it's,
exiting out of this one?
We should have, yes.
Okay, I
did
was
not.
just
I
making.
will.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna reboot. But it is something that like in 2021, I think I'm gonna finally fix that, where I just kind of drop Squirtle. Unfortunately, he can still be a little bit of a part of it, but he won't ever be like the mascot because you can't like sell merch or anything like that.
Right,
You know?
right, yeah. That's yep. But hey, I just want to go back to the amiibo thing real quick because my thing was I tried to figure out where my limits were, like what were the boundaries of what I would collect, because when I, you know, similar to you, I kind of go whole hog, but I realized I started getting rid of a lot of things because we were moving, we were downsizing, and so games have been something I've really enjoyed collecting. I keep all my old consoles. I've got, you know, way too many consoles, but they're all set up and all ready to go. and I've got, you know, all the games and stuff that I've been able to collect. So when it came to amiibo, I'm like, so if they were just statues, even though they're really cool statues, I would not have collected them. But the fact that they integrate with the game, that made me think, okay, like this is an extension of the game. But now there's so many of them, and I like honestly, I've dropped way too much money on these things. Thankfully, they're a lot less common nowadays. Like they're not coming so often. And Ginny knows I collected amiibo boxes as well. I had boxes of amiibo boxes, and finally went through
Wow.
that. And yeah, and it was like at a certain point, I'm like, nope. Okay, so Ginny was actually helpful. I was getting rid of. She goes, oh, this isn't where the story's going. But yeah, eventually I just went through and I recycled every amiibo box. Like, nope, can't do it. So I've got all my amiibo on display around the TV right now. Eventually, I'm going to build little shelving for it. But it's funny. I said it's for the game. And then in reality, I haven't actually used them in many games. I tend to I'm like,
me
oh yeah,
neither.
I could put them in there. Oh wait, I forgot to do that. Oh well, whatever.
All right, I got the room open up. I'm gonna run and use the restroom real quick.
Okay.
So we can get yourself and Ginny and whatever fourth you want in there, and I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, goodbye, Moose or Moose. Thank you so much. Happy Halloween. Might see you in Jay's stream later. Maybe I'm not able to stream for that much longer, unfortunately. For everyone in Jay's community, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but yeah, just again, for anyone who's new around here, anyone who doesn't know who I am available on the !multi or !MT command through a Khadgar link if you want to watch both of us at the same time on PC. I am also an E for everyone, family-friendly variety streamer. I focus on Nintendo, retro on original hardware, and indie titles. I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing New Horizons lately, but also kind of diving into a bunch of great indie titles like A Short Hike, The Last Campfire, fantastic. Right now I'm also doing a playthrough of Slash Quest is what it's called. It's a fun Apple arcade game where you swing a sword, and it's super fun, cute, that kind of stuff. And yeah. Oh, I'm probably going to stop. I got to tell Jays, but I got to stop at in a half hour at noon because I've got things to do and things to get ready for tonight's Halloween. Ginny, thanks for that
Busy
emote.
adult
Awesome.
with many important things to do.
That's right. That's right. So you heard that then, huh?
Just the last part, but I had already known that you were done at noon, so.
Okay, good.
And I've been live for 4.5 hours at this point, so I'll probably wrap up around then anyway.
Okay. But yeah, if anyone, I was doing a little shameless plug too. If anyone likes what they hear, I guess,
How
or
dare.
see, please do drop a follow. I'd love to see you in my community again sometime. And if anyone from my community doesn't know Let's Jays and likewise likes what they're hearing / seeing, please drop a follow there too.
You know, a lot of people, one of the more common things I hear from people is they really like the sound of my voice.
It's a good
So I
voice.
like to just kind of change it up on them from time to time. Make them regret that decision.
Whoa.
I don't understand.
All right. Oh, Blackbelly Skate Park. What a classic.
Oh yeah, this is the best. I love it.
I do like this map. This is one of the more better designed maps in my opinion.
It really is. It's probably the best. Oh, except that I just...
It's not my favorite, but it is one of the better designed ones.
Yes. Yeah, it's...
So
it's
hit me with what's your favorite and least favorite map in this game?
So this is one of my favorites. Shipyard Docks, I think is what it's called. Is that what it is?
I know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. I forget what it's called actually. It's not. That's not what it is. I can't think of the name, but yeah. But that's definitely one of my favorites. That especially for Rainmaker, which is my favorite mode actually.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Well, fine then. All right.
I don't know what it
I'm
is,
done.
man. I just don't enjoy Rainmaker.
Anyone who just followed Let's Jays from my channel, please retract that follow. And no, I know it for whatever reason. It's been somewhat unpopular among my community as well. I had to really convince Ginny that it's worth playing, but I don't know. I really like the mode especially on Splatoon 1. I just played that all the time. And yeah, I like it. But so that's one of the nice things about Shipyard for Rainmaker, especially the old Rainmaker style. It was so good because you had to really focus on where you're gonna aim your long Rainmaker splash thing, because it wasn't the one now where it's like a long bomb that you're kind of chucking. It used to be this wall of like a cyclone of ink.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I actually preferred that, but I still like the one now too. And I think it's a little bit more balanced now, so I'm not gonna complain.
It definitely is more balanced, yeah. Rather than having an ink tornado just kind of rip through an entire team.
Exactly. But yeah, so I like those two. Another favorite, the big oh gosh, what's it called? It's like the big apartment buildings. You know what I mean?
Moray Towers.
Yeah, I love Moray Towers.
Second least favorite map in the game.
It's my favorite. It's one of my
I can't
favorites.
stand that level. It's a vertical level in a shooting game. Like, come on. It's
So
just they're not meant to go together.
But that's why it's so good.
No, it's awful. It's poorly designed.
Oh, Tucci
Oh,
Berries, toasted
I just
pumpkin
messed
seeds.
that guy's day up.
Oh, good, because I think it was the person that got me. So, oh, toasted pumpkin seeds are the best. Barry, that sounds good. Please share. Okay,
Did
so
you
what are
bring
your?
enough for both streams?
Ooh, yeah, that's right. You gotta share across 2 streams communities now. Okay, so your favorites and least favorites, what are they?
So I really like the greenhouse. That's one of my favorite levels. Kelp Dome, that's the one. Kelp Dome. I love Kelp Dome. I don't know why. It's honestly, from a design standpoint, it's really not that good a level, but I love it.
It's got some nice like maze-like elements where you have to kind of remember which direction to go.
I think what I like about it is there's so many parts of the map where it's just like more open instead of like some of the other levels. There are just like a lot of narrow hallways you get stuck in, like Moray Towers. Like the ramps are so narrow, there's not a whole lot of room for lateral movement.
Good point.
You can't like flank someone and get behind them because you're just like in a hallway.
Right.
So I definitely like the greenhouse Kelp Dome. My least favorite map is Manta Maria.
Oh, yeah, that one, yeah, I'm indifferent on it.
I've just played enough of it to know that it's a bad level.
My least favorite one is probably, what is the one where you go directly forward and there's those shipping crates right in the middle and they're kind of like a U. And then on the sides, there are 2 ramps and then you have to, do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm trying to picture. There's a few with shipping containers in it.
So it's literally wide open in the center with facing you at almost like as you're rushing towards the center. It's a long linear level. And as you're rushing towards the center, it's like a U built out of shipping crates. And then if you were immediately to your right as you go, out, there's a ramp going down on the side and it's mirrored on the other side for the other team.
Is that Walleye Warehouse?
Yes.
From Splatoon 1?
I is that what it is? Walleye Warehouse? Maybe. I don't know. That's probably my least favorite one in Splatoon 2. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, the towers and the skate park and the shipping crate one, the long shipping crate one with all the shipping crates. Those are my 3 favorites. Yeah, we're outside. Yeah. Those are my 3 favorites.
Those are good levels.
Oh, another one I dislike.
Not so much more, but
yeah, I dislike the mall, the big store with the
Arowana Mall. Yeah, I don't love that one either. But
like, as far as I mean, there's not a lot that I just like flat out I'm like, you know, but right. I'm just to defend the towers a little bit. I really like.
Please try.
Yeah, I really like the fact that it's all about can you rush forward. Like, if you play it like the other levels where you're just trying to gain ground in the middle, like you're gonna lose. But it's all about can you find an opening and then just rush towards their side. And that I really enjoy about it. Yeah.
To me, like I played enough older video games to know that I don't like vertical levels where you can just like fall and die for no reason or like lose a bunch of progress on it or whatever, you know. And that just carried over to Splatoon 2, you know.
Maybe that's the thing, because I'm my favorite genre of game is platformer, so there's more platforming elements in the towers. You know, it's like, can you quickly get up that one side wall? Can you, you know, are you able to like jump from one set of towers to the other without falling? Like, there's a lot more skill in the platforming in that one, and I like that.
Fair.
But again, it's not going to be for everyone, because everyone's going to play a little differently. I tend to be more about rushing to the other side, and you know, which you've probably seen to poor effect in today's stream.
That guy just jumped into our spawn, or tried to. I shot them.
Emrys, hello. No new job yet, but I've got an interview on Tuesday.
Nice.
Yeah.
I hope that goes well, my friend.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. I love what I do right now, but it's just not sustainable. I've been working like 50-hour weeks. I've been just
rough.
exhausted. Yeah. So I'm at a point where I'm looking for something different, and it's sort of a good opportunity for a career change. So we're gonna do this. Why not?
Yeah, I did a big career change 5 or 6 years ago, and it's a field I never thought I'd end up in. And it's not anything I have like a super amount of passion for, but it is something that I enjoy doing and also pays the bills very well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, and
it's,
there's
it's
something
good
about
stuff.
trying to find something that will also allow me to follow this passion of streaming, because
Exactly.
I want to have time for that. In addition to my time with my family. I'd like some time with my family. That seems like a good idea.
Oh, absolutely.
Probably. That's why we moved down here. So yes, Emerus, it's Let's Jays.
It's the guy.
It's
He does the things.
Ooh.
This is gonna be a close one.
Oh no, we got this. We got this. We got it. We got it. It's ours.
Last second splashdown just to secure that win.
Boom.
Hey Retro, how you doing, man? Raven is leaving after this match. So do we want to make another new lobby?
Sure, let's do
They
it.
were our fourth. So let's back out here.
We'll
open it back up.
It was a pleasure playing with you. And Raven, thank you so much for that follow too. I really appreciate that. We'll back out of here.
Yep.
Emma says my worlds are colliding. There's an exclamation mark MT in my chat if you want to see both of us simultaneously. And Emrys, it's so lovely to see you. Okay. So for everyone who does not know, again, just probably by way of introduction, would you share a little bit about yourself again, Let's Jays?
Yeah, so I'm a dumb streamer from the Northeast, from Boston. I've been doing this for a while. I stream like 3 times a week. I usually like to do some community-based stuff where we play games together. So we do a lot of like Splatoon 2, Mario Kart, Jackbox games. I dabbled in Minecraft a little bit here, Animal Crossing, games that we can all play together. And then I usually also have a game running that's just kind of my game where I'm just like playing something and we're hanging out together and chatting and stuff like that. I am a family-friendly streamer. I wouldn't say I'm rated E for everyone, but I'm rated M for most.
I haven't heard that before.
I just made it up.
I love it.
And yeah, I'm a married gentleman myself. I've been married for 7 years now. Holy cow, getting old. College educated, all that jazz. I don't know if any of that matters to you.
And yet dumb, as you started out with.
Dumb. Yep.
It's true of all of us, I think.
Just because I have a degree doesn't mean I'm smart. It just means I know how to pass college.
Oh, man. Oh, Ginny says that she has to go, so we can go on without her. Well, Ginny, It was a pleasure playing with you.
Yes, thank you for joining us. I made another room. We'll probably just run with this one for the rest of the stream, right? Because you're
Yep.
out in like what?
I've probably got like
17
3
minutes?
more rounds, I'm thinking. 4 more.
Sounds
maybe.
good.
Yep.
All right. Well, I got the room ready. Me and Mana are in it. Any other 2 people who want to jump in? I think we're open to anyone.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, indeed.
Thanks for the games, Raven. Appreciate it, and Ginny.
I'm pulling. I gotta just say too, I'm loving your hat, Let's Jays.
I got this at PAX East.
Right on. Right on.
Actually, my very first PAX East. I used to go every year. Obviously, with COVID, that's not looking so good.
It's probably not happening.
I went to last year's PAX East, which was just like, probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. It was, COVID was a thing. The CDC was there. And they were sterilizing everything and all that stuff. My wife and I were both very blessed that we came out of it alive and not sick. But it probably, looking back on it, was not a smart move. But yeah, I love going to PAX East. I was actually going to go to a few different conventions this year, finally do some traveling to different cons, but, well, the world had other plans, so that didn't happen.
Yep. Oof.
No, but if you ever want to come back to Boston once PAX East opens back up, you should come check it out if you had never been.
That is one of the things I really regret I came really close one year to going PAX East, and we just didn't end up going. But it was like right across from the Apple Store, and I remember around the time that PAX East was going off, I had to go to the Apple Store for some reason, and I'm like, maybe I should just go, and then I didn't. So oh well.
No, nowadays, if you don't buy your tickets 5 minutes after they go on sale, you're not going.
True. Yeah. Same
You
for
really gotta like
PAX
plan
Prime.
it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of those.
Anyone want to join in? You're welcome to hop on in. Got room for 2.
Password is 1031.
Indeed.
If the world ever goes back to normal, I have hope, Randy. I have hope that the world will figure itself out someday.
Of course it will. I mean, well, we'll probably have a new normal for a long time, but hey, maybe even a better new normal, a better normal in some ways. Like, there are some things I'm not going to miss. Like, there are some practices with like handshaking and stuff that, like, at the end of the day, I'm like, I'd be fine if we don't handshake. like, like it's kind of a weird thing to do because then it's like the most obvious way to transmit germs. let me just slap all my germs on your hand, and then everything you touch is going to be infected. Like, sure,
That's fair.
yeah. That's just one example, and and then just like some of the food industry practices that have changed, and I'm like, you didn't do that before? Like, like you wouldn't change gloves after like handing money out? Like, maybe you should have.
I mean, when I was in college, I worked at a Subway, and there are stories of the fast food industry. Actually, our store was one of the better ones, but I worked at a food court, and so I got to see how like other stores operate and how they would like store their food and how they would do things, and I was like, oh. I'm not gonna eat here anymore.
Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one time where I went to go borrow some cucumbers from another store because we had run out. And so I go across the food court to one of the other stores that sells like fresh salads and stuff like that. And I was like, and we all did this all the time. You run out of something, you just borrow it from another store, and when your shipment comes in, you give it back. And we all worked together in that way. And I was like, hey, can I borrow like a half a dozen cucumbers? And they like took me into their store, and I saw how they were like keeping their food. And I was like, actually, never mind. I'm good.
Just on
Never
second
eating
thought.
there again.
Yeah.
I could not in good conscience like take that food.
Right. Yeah, no, I totally get it. So yeah, there's some things I'm like, it's gonna be perfectly fine, I mean, yeah, and I think back like, we got smallpox under control. I have hope, like let's just do our due diligence now, and and I know it's stressful. I'm not trying to take that away. Like, I'm stressed. There's a lot going on right now, but I'm trying to remain optimistic.
Yeah, I can't imagine being a parent in this climate, man. That's got to be its own set of challenges too.
Well, thankfully, our daughter being younger, so she actually is still participating in preschool. They have a way of because of the cases in our area, because of how they've set things up, they've deemed it safe to do so. So far, we've been doing well. So we're within the ability for her to actually attend, small class sizes and all that stuff. But
That's
yeah.
cool.
So for her, that's good. And then, she's very good about, like, she knows she doesn't want to get people sick, so she doesn't touch things in stores. And, like, she's got a pretty good, like, perspective on it, I would say. Like, she's just, we try to explain to her, like, oh, we just don't want people to get sick right now. There's a bad sickness going around, and she, like, that's all she really needs to know. Like, like, she's like, I'm doing this for other people. And believe it or not, as a 4-year-old, like, sometimes she gets that better than most adults. So,
I know too many adults to know that that's true.
right? So, yeah. But I mean, I don't want to take away from the fact that this is highly stressful. It's an intense mental drain. It's actually traumatic for a lot of people, and we're going through this extended length of time. There's mental health concerns all the way around, lots of depression. So there's absolutely very serious things going on. I'm not trying to take away from that. And I just, and if you feel yourself feeling that, it's okay. It's really okay.
Yeah, I've actually been dealing with some pretty crazy anxiety for the first time in my life the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
It's just kind of been nuts, and I've had to learn a lot about this in a short amount of time, and it's crazy.
I'm sorry to hear that. I definitely want you to know that you're not alone. Anxiety and depression is rampant right now. It's hard. I don't know if that makes it easier knowing that, but at least you know you're not alone. It doesn't make it easier.
I know I'm not alone. I've had a lot of people reach out to me, thankfully, but it's just been a challenge because it's like I went 30 years without dealing with it, and then all of a sudden, just like knock knock, your head's stupid, and I'm like, oh. Fun.
Well, the thing is that, and hello, Waz. Sorry to hear about the anxiety. I like to think that points of stress are signals and opportunities for growth. Hope you're feeling better, is what Waz shares with you.
Thank you, Waz. I appreciate that.
So right when COVID hit, there was, because of the work that I do, there was a psychologist and neuroscientist, I believe is some of his background as well, who was talking about the effects of COVID and isolation and quarantine and all of this. And he went through and he had all these statistics. He talked about the effects on the brain. And he said, even those with the most, with all of the right resources, the most resources, best resources, the safety nets, people who don't have to worry financially, that have family, all of this. He's like, here's the chart. We are going to get to the point where even the people with all of the best assets are still going to reach depression, anxiety, and actual mental health concerns because of all of this. And so like I felt it. I think we all have. Like I really do believe that. And so it's, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just sharing that. I don't know.
Yeah. No, for me, it's actually like I handled COVID like peak isolation and all that stuff pretty well. I've always, I'm a pretty social person, but I've always really, really appreciated my alone time and my downtime. And so it wasn't a huge transition for me to have to just do a lot more of that. I was okay with it. Just to kind of like play some inside baseball here, a lot of my anxiety and all this stuff has just come out in the last couple of weeks because of the community shakeup that happened. Gotcha. That I don't know what happened, but just like all of a sudden, like 4 days after that whole Fallout thing, my head just shut down, and I was just, I don't know what happened. I freaked out.
I think I'm glad you mentioned that because, I've felt that as well. Absolutely. I have doubted myself. I've doubted my ability to really judge character. It's been really difficult for me as well. And, I think we can probably just share, by way of not saying too much, but if you want to know more, you can always look on our, social media as of the last couple of weeks, but there was a community member and connected to both of our communities who
I think that's actually how I met you, was through that person.
I was thinking that too, but that was, I think we both sort of had the same idea, like we're not going to say it, but
yeah, you were like, how do we meet? And I was like,
yeah, I was kind of, after I said that, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. And it was this community member who I think we all trusted, and it turned out that he used his power to abuse. And and did some very terrible things, and we're all reeling from that in many ways. And yeah, just again that ability to like to discern character and feel like we can trust other people. And I mean, admittedly, like even the idea of collaborating, I was like, I really want to do this, but do I trust collaborating with someone? Because what if they end up being someone that's not trustworthy, you know?
Right.
Yeah, it's been tough. So I'm sorry that it's hitting you. I definitely feel that as well, though. And I actually took it to me at work, or took it with me to work. And I was, because I deal with a lot of young people. And one day there was a young person who, you know, kind of, as sometimes happens, I tend to think the best in people. And so this person had kind of pulled the wool over my eyes on something. And it was right after we found out about the community member. And oh man, I took it hard because I'm like, well, great. Here's another example of how I just can't judge any person.
Yeah. Well, I think what happened with me is like while like the big fallout was going on and everything was blowing up about it all, I had a lot of people from that community reaching out to me because I was an older person. You know, I'm 30 again, and a lot of people in that community are younger.
Yep.
And they wanted to talk to someone about it. They wanted help with this, that, and the other thing. I come from a background of, you know, counseling and working with young people in that way too. I was a pastor for 10 years.
Oh wow.
And so they trusted me and they reached out to me and they were like, I don't understand what's happening. I don't get why this happened. And so I had to do a lot of like control with that, trying to help them process it. That then all of a sudden 4 days later, my whole body was like, hey, you haven't processed this yet. You need to, you're going to shut down for a little bit here. And I was like, oh,
you can't give what you don't have.
yeah, exactly. And so it was like a week and a half ago, I was streaming and I had to just cut stream. I had a panic attack on stream and I was like, I don't know what to do with this. So we're done.
I mean, kudos to you for being able to just do that though. Like to be able to say like, I gotta take care of myself. Like I'm out for right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate that we can have this honest conversation too. Like you know, it's not obviously an easy thing to talk about, and yet I feel like it's been good to be able to air it on stream right now.
Yeah, you know, you need to talk about it.
Yeah,
it's not something that, you know, I don't ever want to not. I mean, obviously you like the stream to be like a fun place where we're having a good time and we're doing these things or whatever, but you can't pretend that the bad stuff doesn't exist, you know?
Right,
That's
and
not
that just
healthy.
comes off as fake, you know. And that's the thing about, I've seen a lot of streamers who try to put on that smile even when they're not feeling it. And
Yeah.
one, you know, I remember hearing this really great news segment on the radio, and it was talking about the effects of the fake smile in retail. You know, like if you work a job or like a McDonald's, you know, it was one of the examples. And they said if you put that fake smile on when you're really not feeling it, and it's the customer's always right, even when frankly we know customers frequently wrong.
Right.
It's a huge mental strain. So I kind of feel like being real is important too. But yeah, by the way, this is probably, maybe we should just end it because it's almost noon
Yeah,
here. Let's.
Doesn't look like we're going to get another game here for some reason. The servers
Yeah.
are kind of
Yeah.
having a weird one.
Could be a.
So
could be a
I'm good
time.
with just calling it there if you want.
I think that's probably good. Yeah, we could wrap up, share a little bit about each other. But yeah, I'm definitely, just for everyone to know, I did put out, my response to this was I put together a, oh no, I'm just getting raided. Oh no. Oh my gosh.
Fantastic time. It's not always how it works, man.
It's totally, I don't know who this is either. How exciting is this? Jay
New
Chalk.
friends.
No way. Jay, welcome on in. Oh my goodness, welcome Raiders. So, this is super exciting. Oh my gosh. I'm going to go ahead and put a Raider command here. We're going to shout out Jay.
Fantastic name, by the way.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh no, I've just. Uh-oh. Now, now I'm apparently playing a game because I didn't log out or I didn't back out, and now it's.
Oh, what are you doing?
What am I doing? I know I could back out, but maybe I'll do just one for the sake of this while you're sharing a little bit about yourself. But Jay, welcome on in. For everyone who's come in with the raid, I guess I'll do my outro for Jay's stream as well. I am Mana. I'm an E for everyone, family-friendly variety streamer. I focus on Nintendo really mostly. My top played games are Animal Crossing New Horizons and Splatoon 2. I also enjoy retro games on original hardware. I play all of my retro games on original hardware, including the Virtual Boy. I just stuffed a camera in the goggles of that Virtual Boy, and it worked. And indie games, which I love. I've been especially fond of the last couple indie games I played, which were The Last Campfire and A Short Hike. But we like to keep things nice and comfortable for people around here so that we can chat and enjoy getting to know one another through this shared interest of video games. I am joined today by Let's Jays.
Hello.
I kind of crashed his party, to be fair, so I'll let him share a little bit about himself.
I'm I made this joke earlier, but it was funny and I'm hilarious. So
I like
I'll make
it.
again. I'm not a rated E for everyone, but I'm rated M for most. I'm family friendly though. I like to play a lot of community games, Splatoon 2, doing raids in Pokemon Sword, Animal Crossing, Mario Kart, that kind of stuff. I also do some more solo things every now and then on the PC, or sometimes I just have nights where I play with my friends and we're just playing like Prop Hunt or something like that, or something. I'm from the Boston area. I'm annoying. I'm very loud. I had to rein that in today because I didn't want to come off too strong. Also, real quick, Ginny and You're Awesome and Amazing, thank you for both following the channel. I appreciate that. And that's me in a nutshell. I've been streaming forever, and will probably continue to stream forever.
Nice.
I do have a Discord community. If people want to join that, you can come on over to my channel, type !Discord, and join on in there. Lately, we've been talking about cooking a lot there, because cooking is actually one of the things that has been helping with my anxiety. So if you like to cook, or if you just like to look at pictures of food, join the Discord.
Nice. So what kind of cooking do you like to do?
So I actually, hey Waz, thanks for following the channel as well. I did a year of culinary school actually before I ended up going to college to become a pastor.
Nice.
And so I got into, in your first year of culinary school, you don't actually do a whole lot of cooking. So it really wasn't like crazy, but I grew up cooking. I don't bake super well, but working with meats, chicken, steak, pork, that kind of stuff, just cooking a tasty dish. I like Italian food.
Ooh, North End, huh?
Yeah. Definitely. But it's good, man. I'm actually not cooking tonight. I have a cooking stream coming up in a few weeks where I'm going to be moving my camera to my kitchen, and I'm going to be teaching y'all how to make some pretty tasty chicken parm, including making a sauce from scratch.
Ooh.
So if that's something that interests you, make sure you stick around, twitch.tv/letsjays. And if you come over to my stream, Calico, one of my mods just posted it, but there's a socials command where you can just follow me wherever the heck you like. So you have to avoid carbs. You know what? Honestly, I did low to no carb for half a year this year. And so I know a whole lot about cooking low carb food too. So
there you go. Check out Let's Jays for some cooking
that was you.
tips
Sorry,
and
yes,
tricks.
thank you. Yeah. So we like to cook here, but we also play a lot of fun video games.
That's awesome. Oh
Yeah,
my
and
goodness.
I appreciate you hanging out and just us finally getting to like actually do stuff together.
Likewise, yeah. I really appreciate too. I want to apologize once again. I never want to be late for a stream, especially when it's a collaboration. So my apologies for this morning, for
No
getting
trouble,
here later.
man. I get it.
Thanks for your patience and flexibility on that. And hopefully next time, and I want there to be a next time. We'll make sure we got it all hashed out, and we'll start right off the bat.
Yeah,
the way
now
we
we're
intend.
friends on the Switch and don't have to spend the first 10 minutes figuring that out.
Right, that's true too.
That was crazy.
Man. Hey, a couple of things. Memory Martins redeemed a message that says, as someone who worked at McDonald's for roughly 2 years and had an incident happen there on Valentine's Day, I'm not going to lie, I got a little mad about the news, even though I didn't know them all that well. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So just to go back to that train of thought, anyone who, we're talking about some abuse in our community. And if you go to my Twitter, I put actually most recently a full thread with all of the videos of a presentation that talks about how to identify red flags for abuse in your community. Hopefully it will help. It helped me. And I'm actually planning on putting that up on YouTube as well and adding that to the thread so that if you want to just have one video as opposed to them broken into about 10 different segments, you can use them. But anyways, yeah, I think with that, thanks again for that raid. I really appreciate it. Everyone who came in. J Chalk, I hope that you had a fantastic stream. Sorry, unfortunately, this is wrapping up for us. We're getting near the end here. I'm going to pull up your channel real quick, though. And it looks like we've got J Chalk. I love this. Variety streamer with a focus on inclusion, acceptance, and positive vibes. Speedrunner, humble bundle partner. Hey, you got to get on that, Jay. And
Speedrunner.
Yeah.
Give me a good speed run.
Nice. High school teacher with a passion of learning and teaching children of all ages. Nice. I'm going to drop a follow. Even I typically don't just follow blindly like this, but I'm going to do it. J Chalk, thank you.
I made a note to do a humble partner thing on my famous sticky pad of things I forget to do. So
Perfect. The thing that we never get to. I get you.
I love culinary. Going to be your new best culinary friend in culinary class for 2 years in a row while in high school. You'd love to chat with me about cooking. Full disclosure, I'm not a professional chef, but I just know a lot. I know what I like, and I have a lot of fun doing it. I'm not the kind of person if someone's like, "How do I do this?" I'm like, "I don't know, Google it." Like, but it's I cooking has been an outlet for me lately to help battle my anxiety, and so it's definitely something that I'm enjoying doing a lot more lately. So
awesome. Dark Solid X just hopped on in. Everybody, are you gonna go for a little longer there, Let's Jays?
No, I'm gonna wind it up here too. I've been live for over 5 hours today.
Time to go. Okay, I'm not gonna be able
I'm
to
gonna go spend some time with my wife.
Okay, I'm not gonna be able to do a raid because I got to get going with the family as well, and I can't stick around. I don't like raiding that way. So instead, what I'll say is, please, everybody, it's going to be a Mana Splash J raid. What we're going to do here is I'm going to just invite all of you to check out a couple of J's that we've met today. Obviously, Let's J's. We're going to do a shout out for them real quick. Let's J's has been kind enough to let me hang out with him for the last 2 hours. And then also, we're going to give a lovely raid shout out for J Chalk, who says, I hope everyone's having a great day. And we are. And Jay, thank you so much for that kind raid. I hope that you and your community enjoy it here. If you like what you heard and what you enjoyed today between Let's Jays and me, and you don't follow one or either of us, please do consider a follow. And for that raid, check out J Chalk and Let's Jays. And as I like to say, everybody do good, be well, and I'll catch you next time. What do you like to end with, Let's Jays?
My big outro is I love you. Jesus loves you. Nothing you can do about it. Have a good day.
Boom.
I was
Bye-bye.
a pastor for 10 years, man. I got to bring up Jesus every now and then. I'm sorry.
Amen. All right. Good night, everybody.
Love you all. Have a
Bye-bye.
good one.